The Rental Property Owners Association has been holding our 2021 Michigan Landlord and Real Estate Investor Annual Conference and Expo a little differently this year. Instead of holding our 3-day live event, we're spreading out our speakers and breakout sessions throughout the year in a virtual setting. And here with me today is our upcoming national speaker, Alan Cowgill, who teaches investors around the world how to find private money to get deals done. Alan will be speaking on Private Money Made Easy next Thursday, May 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can go to rpoaonline.org to register for free. Alan, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me, Brian. And I'm looking forward to the event next week. This is going to rock. You know, what I teach is so important out there. I have a passion for this. It is something that I feel every real estate investor needs to know, because it's all about money, which is the hardest part for a lot of people on what to do with their deals. And there's only 4 parts of a real estate deal, like you know. Is number one is to find a property out there that you can make some money on, you know, with a motivated seller. Number 2 is what I am all about, which is the money. And number 3 is typically we enhance the value with some rehab. And then number 4 is we either keep it long-term or we sell it. And so many people can't get by this second item, or they're stuck going to a bank, which is the hardest way to find a deal. The difference between what I teach and the other ways people get their funding is this: it's who sets the rules. And with private money, we get to set the rules. Whereas if you're going to banks or hard money lenders, they get to set the rules. And so I find private money incredibly easy, and so do my students. So that's what I'm going to teach in a nutshell, the very top level.
Well, I love the way you just summed it up. I know if you can figure out how to get private money as opposed to having to go to a bank or raise it from investors, you can do so many more deals. And I know when you were with us last time, you actually have spoken at the RPOA annual conference before. It was a very popular, very well-attended event. The beauty here is that anybody, anywhere can attend now, because it's not just concentrated to people who can make the trip to Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's people who can set aside that time to join us on a virtual setting. Give our listeners just a couple good reasons why, hey, you must attend this event.
Yeah, no question. You talked about when I was there before. Actually, I'd been in St. Louis the night before, and I drove most of the night to get up to the event. And when I got there, it was great. And it was wall to wall. We had people standing room only at my event. And I really appreciate that. And I'm sure they did too. So on getting private money, the key is to find a person that has some money that they want to make a high rate of return on. And in part, that it's that simple. But the other part of it is there is techniques and rules and things like that, which is what I teach to make sure people attract people to loan them money, teach them how to do that, how to convert them into private money lenders, how to manage them. And the management part is extremely simple. But when I got started in this business, I realized that there was a vacuum on managing lenders. Nobody else out there was teaching that. And so I added that part, and it has been an out of the park home run. People greatly appreciate that. And so, yeah, it's that is exactly what I'm going to share with everybody and more.
Fantastic. And Alan, can you give our listeners just an example? Give us an example or two of how private money works and how you've employed it in your own business, or how you've seen your students employ it.
Well, let me talk about my first lender. That's probably the easiest thing to do. What happened is I'm coming up through my real estate education, and I heard this word hard money lender, and then I heard private lender, and I thought they were the same. I thought those were interchangeable terms. And after a while, I realized that hard money lenders set the rules like banks do, or getting lines of credit. They set the rules. But with private lenders, I could set the rules. I could be the loan approval committee. And so I went back and talked to my mom about it. She had come into some money when my dad passed away. And she did what a lot of people would do. She took the money and put it on a bank certificate of deposit. And she would drive 45 minutes one way to get just a few pennies more on that bank CD. And I said, Mom, I said, I can pay you 3, 4, 5 times what you're getting on a bank CD. I'll give you a mortgage, a promissory note, housing insurance, lender title insurance. So if something happens, at least you can sell the property and get your money back. I'll pay you simple interest. She wanted monthly payments because on CDs they do monthly payments, and that's what she wanted. So I set it up to where I paid her monthly, simple interest only, which means that when I sell the property, the principal is still there for mom. And so if I sell it, we can move it to another property and do it all over again. And she loved it. She loved it. So the example that I gave you there is actually how simple it is to get private lenders if you know how and know what to say and you know what's going on with them. So that's exactly what I do.
And it really seems like nowadays, someone like your mother would put their money in a savings account in the bank or a money market, and maybe they're going to get 0.02% return on that money. So if you can offer them an alternative where they're getting 3, 4, 5, 6% or more, that's very, very powerful.
Well, let me share something with you on that. If you go out to USA Today newspaper on the Thursday paper, go to the bottom left-hand corner on the money section, the green tab, and you'll find average CD rates throughout the United States. And the last time I looked at it a few months ago it was a 0.0076%. That means if you put $100,000 in that bank, at the end of a year, you'd have $760. That's pathetic. Whereas what we can do as real estate investors is we can offer 5, 6, 7, 8% on loans. I pay 3 different ways. One way is amortize the loan, and that's my favorite. Unfortunately, it's the ones I did the least of because I didn't think about it for a while. But amortize the loan, going rate on that's between 4 and 5%, and you pay the loan down over time. The second way is the way I paid mom, and simple interest only. And the going rate on that across the United States that I see is 5 to 6%. And then if you want to do no monthly payments, I have a technique on no monthly payments, and my students love it. The going rate on that is between 7 and 8%. Of course, if you're only doing it one way, if you're just retailing property, you aren't going to have 3 ways to do it. You're going to have one, which I would assume would be the last one. So you don't have to do the monthly payments and things like that because you don't have the money coming in because you're rehabbing the property. So that's the way I do it on payments and stuff.
It sounds like you're going to be sharing like real practical, useful techniques for getting sellers or private money to actually loan you that kind of money, extend terms. Why are you the go-to person to teach this? Because I know you're known throughout the country as the private money guy. Why you and how carefully do you break down the numbers and the ways of actually taking the steps to do this? Well,
I've been told that minute for minute, I deliver as much or more information and training than anybody else out there. The other side of it is I've been out there doing this for a couple decades. I got a lot of experience. I started in 1995. I had my first private lender, which was mom. In 1997, I had a second lender that year, and his name was Ed. And he loaned money, and then his wife loaned money, and then his son loaned money. You can get one private lender, and one private lender will bring you 2, and 2 will bring you 4. And what I do is I have a technique on encourage them to loan more money at that juncture. And you can get so much money, you can't spend it all. That's what happened to me at one point. And I had to bring a guy in to buy property so I could get my private money spent. So a tough problem to have, right? And the other thing that I do, which I think is critical, is I share the words that I say to get money. Itty bitty scripts out there that make a huge difference in getting money. And so I do that naturally because I want people to be successful and get the words that I say. One of the things I key off with is what I call the magic words, which is to find out if somebody has money or if they're broke. And you don't want to work with broke people. So let's get it sorted out right at the start. Okay. I like folks to work with people that they know starting out. And then if they want to gravitate into strangers, then I show them techniques on doing that too. So, but I like folks to start with people that they know. Of course, if you're in the NFL club, no friends left, then you're going to have to go to the strangers, okay, and start finding money there.
That's what I really appreciated when you came and spoke last time, is you really did break it down into actionable steps. Like, here's what you say, here's how you evaluate the person. Are they able to extend these kinds of terms to you, and here's how you approach it, and the arguments you can make, and I really, I learned a lot from your presentation, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it again, because I think it's one of those presentations where the more you hear it, just the better you're going to get at this kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to it. Before we wrap it up, is there anything else you want to say to our audience about, hey, make sure you're there?
Yeah, show up. I can't wait. I mean, it's going to rock. And I will give them a ton of training, and it's eye opening because so many people think they got to go to a bank or other ways to get money. And it's actually the hardest way. And my way is the easiest, cheapest, and I consider it the best way to fund your real estate deals. And so do thousands of people that got involved with my system and got involved with my training.
Fantastic. Well, Alan, I can't wait for your presentation. And again, it's going to be virtual. It's next Thursday, May 20th of 2021, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can go to rpoaonline.org to register for free. And we're using Remo. It's the platform we're using is Remo. It's not Zoom, because Remo allows you to show up a little bit early and do some networking. You can go from table to table. It's kind of designed like a real banquet room where you have tables, and then you have the master stage. So come early so you can network table to table. Stay after Alan's presentation. You can continue your networking. There will be a Q&A session where, Alan, I'll be asking you questions that people have, and you can share them in the Q&A chat function.
Yep.
But again, it's May 20th, this coming Thursday, May 20th, 2021, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to rpoaonline.org to register for free. Alan, we can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thank you. Look forward to it.